try it.
Going live.
Yeah. There it is.
How come that's not us?
It will be in a sec. That's the opener. When I was watching Hot Ones.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
You made this decision without me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that was the that was like the pre-credit scene. That was like the you know how when you go see a Pixar movie they do like the little cute short beforehand?
No.
That was a cute short.
Wow.
This me.
We could have done without it.
Fresh out of the shower. Hey everybody, that's Dani Fernandez. That's the reason why you tuned in. I'm merely Mark Ellis, and that is a Pixar lamp that somebody helped pick out for me.
Nobody can see it.
Yeah, they can.
No, they can't.
Yeah, this is...
Oh, that one.
See
There's actually, he has a massive lamp.
Yeah.
That is currently lighting us, but it's like the, what's his name? Lampy? It's Lampy's.
I don't know that he has a name.
He has a name. People, what is the Pixar lamp's name? It's not Lampy, unless it is Lampy. It's his dad, because it's very big.
Oh, that one over there, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one.
It's taller than me.
Mm-hmm. I'm Mark Ellis, by the way. And,
what's his name? Nobody said anything.
Yeah. You're right, Brandon. A lot of people are doing live streams today, and I figured why not. But I figured, okay, and look, first of all, just so you guys know, I have the chat up right here, and I look forward to the day when, we're doing a stream, and it's so popular that there's a bunch of trolls in there. That's not going to be the case tonight. What I really need from the chat is just let me know if you can see and hear us, okay? That's really did I tell you I did a test today?
I'm only looking for his name. Luxo.
Luxo Jr.
He has a
Thank
name.
you, Lucas.
For those of us, though, that have our Disney canonical, we call him Lampy.
You know what that is? Oh, so what? If you're in a Pixar movie,
make up his name. I'm technically not in a Pixar movie.
You're in a Disney movie, so
right, yeah.
like at the after party, we were in a hot tub with Luxo Jr. just kicking it.
I didn't know that Mark was making my Ralph character, like the Thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel I've done a lot of other things besides Ralph.
I know, but...
and I think people are tired probably of hearing about it, as I am. So anyways, there's a lot of other things to choose from.
Mark. Yeah, like the picture we switched it to? Is that not one of your credits? Mother of Baby Yoda?
Somebody made me and Baby Yoda as a Renaissance painting.
That's pretty cute. Yeah. That's pretty sweet. So we just figured, look, I usually work on Friday night, and this is about the time that the first of my 3 scheduled sets tonight was going to take place, but, the thing happened, and so all live performances of any kind are pretty much canceled, so I figured I'd get my rocks off this way and talk to you, and then I'd still get that performance high that you get from doing stand-up after doing a YouTube live stream. So next best thing, and look, Dani, we already have over 100 people here.
Wow. Okay, wait. People have questions. I don't want to lean forward. So if your questions aren't being answered, it's because Mark is being selfish and is not and wants to talk about himself and not lean forward and read some of these.
Okay, look, I don't know what world you live or what everybody lives in now, but apparently we live in a world where every question that is asked in a YouTube live stream has to be asked in public. And I figure we have a good conversation, and then if we see a question we like,
okay, I just want to give the people what they want.
Okay, why don't you lean in there like you're a
grandpa.
Thank
you, Robbie's channel. Okay, I'm very gay, but Dani is gorgeous. Thank you.
Thank you for fixing the VCR there, Grandpa. Just leaning in.
I'm sorry. I've also had LASIK, and I still it's far away. Okay, I'm not gonna deal with this abuse.
I could move it closer if you want to be.
I do not want people closer to my face. This is a good distance.
Fun fact.
Good lighting.
Fun fact. She's camera ready. She filmed something for TV today.
I did.
I did not. But you did.
Yeah,
Can we talk about it?
No, I can't talk about it, but...
Maybe we should just go to questions.
It was fascinating. Oh my gosh!
Hey, bud.
Our small child is here. Okay,
We have a child from a relationship.
Tell them a joke. Okay, anytime you ask somebody in comedy to tell a joke, my thing, nobody ever wants to do it. It's like not the right setting. But for me, my go-to joke...
What is yours? I need one.
When people do that is why did the cookie go to the doctor?
Let me guess, because he was feeling crummy?
Because he was feeling crummy.
Yes.
And then they never ask you to do that again.
So,
I did do a comedy.
You dive. You take a dive.
Yeah.
You tank the set on purpose.
Yeah. Whenever I see a doctor, I'm not like, oh, heal this for me. This is a joke. I mean, most comedy people don't like when you ask them that, but I also love you.
I gotta ask, Sam Levine, who celebrated his birthday yesterday, told me a great joke like that, and I told him, hey, that's gonna be my stock joke when somebody says, like, tell me a joke, and I dropped the ball.
Wow.
I forgot the joke. So you shot something for TV. We can't talk about what it was, but we'll see it later this year.
Yeah, in June.
Okay, good. Good. And maybe it's the last thing any of us ever see. We don't know where this is going, guys.
That's gross.
But we do know that it's officially a national emergency, which means Danny and I decided to take matters in our own hands and live stream. Oh, what I didn't tell you, we're going to keep this on 24/7 on us.
Okay.
Until the thing is done.
Okay, just can you... It's giving me anxiety that he's not reading anything.
Okay.
So
I will try to read some of the chat.
I am your voice. I would like things to be read.
I know what you're doing right now. Now what you're doing is now you get to look in the camera and be the fan favorite while I'm the chat room moderator.
You literally asked me over here.
Come in here, take over my stream. I was nice enough to invite you to my house. All right, so...
Okay.
Okay, Sub Shug says, "Where's Molly? I will turn off the stream."
Oh my gosh, I bet if we called treat, but we don't have a treat for her. So
she's been
really
eating.
Mean. We don't know
what's here all day.
She's been eating a lot. She's stress eating. Molly, come here. Okay, she doesn't like listening to either of us unless she thinks she's being fed. She's 13. She's had enough.
She just wants she wants her
stuff. She's
done
your little games of like you being like, come and get it here, with the ball. She's not going to fetch the ball for you. She is an elder at this point.
Here's my impression of Molly playing fetch. Pretend that you have a ball in your hand and you're going to throw it that way, okay?
Yeah, she doesn't care. She's reminding me of Betty White. I mean, she is a diva, and we love her. Yeah. I don't know if you told them the story. Okay, the daycare that we sometimes go to, when we picked her up, they were like, oh, it's just, you only have to pay for a half day. We really like the way she smiles at us. It was so sweet.
Yeah, they're pretty sweet on Molly there.
Yeah, everybody loves Molly. Where is she though? I mean, I could get up and get her. I'll do that for you guys because you dealt with us not reading a single thing.
I think you saved
Mark talking about himself for 10 minutes.
I think you save Molly for later.
No, people want to see her, and she'll come in and out.
So I will give a special shout out. Thanks to Ed Harrell. Thanks for your DM about getting the live stream set up, and y'all are just such a great community. Anytime any one of us has something that we want to do or get it out there, you guys show up in droves. Look, we got a full comedy club here. That was really the goal. That and to get 44 likes, which is what I'm at. That's John Reagan's number. And here comes the star of the show.
Oh, this is our baby.
There she is. Hi, Bubba. Hey, Bubba. How you doing? You look sleepy. Like you. You look like you've been eating all day.
That's not.
Is that not?
I don't let her lick my face.
Are we not supposed to do that in this climate?
Just in general, I don't like it.
For a couple weeks, we'll limit the face licks, okay, bub? But I love you.
Also, they can't actually get it. I think there were a lot of rumors that they can, but they are going to outlive us all. Dogs can't get it.
Dogs can't get it. Good.
I think there was one that had it, but I think maybe it's more that it's on them.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, what a sweetheart. All right, so let's take a look. So. Brandon asked a good question earlier. He said, what are we going to do without live sports? Does the fact that all live sports are now canceled for the foreseeable future affect your life in any way?
They absolutely don't in any way.
I think it does.
How?
Because now I'm not watching live sports. You can call me to come over and put furniture together and shit for your place.
Yeah.
But for me, it's
look at how. Do you love how Molly just looks like she never wants to be anywhere? She's so funny.
Molly looks like a chubby kid. She looks like Stillwell from A League of Their Own.
She just looks like she's She has resting I hate you face.
She really does. But it comes across more on video and in pictures because when I see the love. I see the love in her eyes.
If you
as
followed
she yawns in my face.
If you've seen us a lot, look at she is sleepy. Aw. Yeah. If you've seen us a lot, there's tons of her smiling. She has like a really huge smile, actually.
When she goes outside and she goes for a walk, she has like the permanent Joker smile like that.
And she will only do this with me. She will not sit still. If I were to hand her to Mark, you can see who her real owner is. If I were to hand her to Mark, she would just like push off of him.
Hey, it's why I'm the dog stepfather.
Okay, what are the real questions here?
All right, let's see. So, Grant Butler says that she's teenage Mark Ellis. I like that. This puppy is everything. Ask her some questions, guys, because she just...
We're trying to entertain. I cannot listen to Mark talk about sports the whole time.
Jake Acuvetta says that Molly is just too good for us degenerates. And Langley M. Neal. Oh, Coy Jandrew is... hey, Coy.
Hi, Coy.
How are you, buddy? Coy and I have a mandate to go see Top Gun. Oh. Assuming it doesn't get moved as well. That's a little crazy, right?
Yeah.
All these movies. I mean, I understand the business sense, but it's like, oh, man, this is... it's real when, like, Fast and Furious is like, we're piecing out for an entire year.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's crazy.
I think that they could make a lot of money putting it on streaming stuff.
I think it'll happen with somebody. Everybody's saying put New Mutants out there. I don't know if it's that easy.
I think that they just need that. No, they need the win. Just give it to them. They've gotten it yanked from them so many times.
Just let them see it in the theater.
It's not meant to be. Esther
has a question.
Yes, please.
She says, Dani, this may be, I don't know, a little personal. She says, Dani, what are you most anxious about?
What am I most anxious about? Yeah. You mean like with everything going on?
I don't
want this to get dark.
You can read into that.
What am I most anxious about? Oh, like why? I don't know. What am I most anxious? Yeah, see, she wants to get away.
Oh, she wants to come over to Papa's house.
She won't stay there very long.
Snuggling between your parents?
I don't even know how to answer that question.
I'll carry you like a football.
What are things that make me anxious?
How are you on airplanes?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. I don't really have a fear of dying.
You're a performer, so do you get like nervous before?
That I do sometimes. It just depends.
What does it depend on? Like, were you nervous today?
No.
No?
No, but it's because I was like shooting stuff with other comedians, and that's like everyone's just joking around. They're not as intense. It's funny because it was also like a nerd show, but it's not as intense as yours.
All right, so everyone getting hints.
Everyone just
it's not as intense as mine.
Everyone likes to have fun. So
we like to
do you? Do y'all?
Season 3. We like to have fun. It's a very intense show to walk into. I'll give you that. So I saw somebody else, I think it was DT Durst, said, what are your go-to football snacks? So I'll say, what are your... I mean, I actually don't drink a lot of beer watching football. I like to have beers to celebrate a win. My go-to snack is probably... man, I love me some nachos. I don't do it that often. I don't do the cheese that often.
Okay. We need to get this party going in here. I feel... I can't read. He just has the chat really small. I want you to know. I got LASIK last year. It's just your chat is like this big to me.
Okay, so here we go. Darren has a question.
Okay.
He says, what movies are you most looking forward to?
Oh.
What do you got?
I don't even know.
What are you pumped up about?
I should not have agreed to do this after shooting all day. I feel my brain is gone. Somebody else said, what shows are you watching? And I'm never not watching Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, what are you watching?
Schitt's Creek is so funny. I put Mark on a Schitt's Creek, and it's just like the best writing.
All right, can I tell you two guys that you turned me on to that just are fall down, hysterical funny?
Yeah.
First of all, we'll get back to Schitt's Creek. The Office is a show that I always could not stand. I actually got anxiety. Talking about Esther's question, I get anxiety watching The Office because my whole life is set up to never be in an office, and just watching those morons, I never liked it until you showed me, what's the guy's name? Creed?
Oh, yeah. I showed
Creed
him
from The Office.
A montage of the best moments of Creed.
The funniest guy on that show, hands down. Yeah. And now I can watch it just because I'm looking forward to the next Creed moment. He's that good. And then on Schitt's Creek, everybody is like an 11 out of 10. But the guy, Bob,
Yeah, Bob. You like creepy old guys.
I like creepy. I'm aging into it very nicely. Mm-hmm. Aging into it very nicely. So, there you go.
What a stream. What a crew.
Hitman Houston says, why do they keep snubbing you for people's sexiest person alive?
Who, me?
I think it was to the house.
Oh. I feel like it was Tamale.
Would you?
My thing is, it's so funny. When I went into the makeup people today, they're like, you're so pretty. Oh my God, you're so pretty. And I was like, tell that to the internet. The funniest thing about being a woman on the internet, as y'all know, as you've seen, is you just get like, am I allowed to cuss? I'm not going to cuss. You just get crapped on.
I hit the thing that it's not
like,
for children.
your looks just get crapped on constantly. And so for me, I have a joke now. I'm like, I just wish the internet would make up their minds. I'm either too ugly to be on television, or I only have this job because I'm attractive. But like, you need to make it up collectively. I will accept one of those, but it needs to be collective.
That is a funny bit. Like, okay, internet, you have until Monday to decide if Dani is...
Am I ugly? Well, what was funny is I used to joke about it.
You can only check one box.
I had the worst self-esteem when I was growing up until about like 5 years ago. And I used to joke about it a ton, and people would get mad. They'd be like, you're not ugly, blah, blah, blah. And I want to be like, tell that to my 8th grade bully, Grant.
Is there a thing that's like, it's Grant
but then it's funny because, oh my gosh, he's the literal worst. He used to make fun of me for liking anime. He would call it Dragon Ball Zoo. Like,
Grant, that's not even, doesn't even make sense.
Wow, I know that you're 11, but step up.
What's Grant up to now?
Oh, Grant, I think, lives with his mom and is a dental salesperson, not a hygienist.
Oh, he's a rep?
Yeah.
So he's like, hey.
But no. His picture, those things, enough and of itself, not necessarily bad, but his picture, I think, is of him smoking a cigar with sunglasses on indoors.
Yeah, that's Grant.
So anyways, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I think it's just funny. And then when I am like, oh, well, I guess I am, hot. Here's some photos of me. Then people are like, you're so full of yourself. So anyways.
Okay, so you shouldn't make fun of people based on their looks, but it was a little funny when Blake Shelton was named the sexiest person alive. That was like a little funny.
I wouldn't have minded it, but like there were a lot of other people that could have been.
Hey honey, here I'm the sexiest person alive.
I can't believe she's like sticking around for this.
She's look at the little baby Jesus.
What else?
I saw someone had asked, I think it was Cassandra, a simple question. Pickles, yay or nay?
Oh, I love pickles. In fact, I always think it's really funny because I'm the person that gets the huge pickle at Disneyland.
Oh, right. They have like the steroid pickle.
Mm-hmm. I can't finish it normally. I save it.
Yeah.
So I eat some of the pickle, and then I wrap the pickle, and then I keep it.
Dylan
I don't
McCormick
do
says,
that.
Fuck Grant.
Yeah, fuck Grant. Oh, he's still probably in a 100-mile radius of me.
Oh, Grant.
What was I going to say? The turkey legs. What I have heard is that
I've told people this, by the way.
Oh, you did? They're big.
I extended the rumor. Go ahead.
It's because they take multiple turkeys and they pack the meat onto the bone.
Oh, no, that's not... Well, yeah, clearly, because they have weird bones sticking out of it.
Yeah.
It's not... No, what someone told me is that the turkey legs at Disneyland are actually emu.
Yeah, I told you that as a rumor. That's not true.
Oh, you fed me a lie to see if it got back to you?
Yeah.
I'm the one that squawked.
No, that's known out there, but it's not true. Favorite place you've traveled? I have not been... I've only been to Mexico. I've never been anywhere.
You know what? I haven't been to like vacation destinations. I've been to battle, been to war.
Wow.
Not to actually fight, to tell jokes to
wow.
people. I've been to, where have I been? Afghanistan, Iraq. Not Iraq. I've been to Jordan, which is like right next to Syria. I've been to Qatar, which are all places you never really want to go visit. But actually, some of them are pretty cool. In Jordan, we were going to go to the Dead Sea. But I
have served people in this community. What about that?
That's very nice. Very nice of you. It's great.
I've rescued multiple animals.
I saw Esther had asked earlier, how often do we go to the gym? Who wins?
Like 3 times a week.
Yeah, about 3 times a week for me. Maybe 4 times if I just came back from Christmas break and I really want to try to get back in shape. But it's more about sleeping for me. Wow,
there's 226 people in here.
Yeah, we got to really
What else do you guys have to say?
We got to really start entertaining them.
Favorite stand-up comedian to watch live? Well, I am also in comedy, so what I will say... Actually, actually used to do
As someone who's too ugly for TV, I watch a lot of comedy.
As someone who.
I'll say Bill Burr and Chris Rock are my two answers.
Chris Rock was my favorite growing up.
Yeah. Who do you like besides watching me do stand up? Who are your other
I was gonna
favorites?
say Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Who else do I like? Who else is funny all the time? I don't know.
Check out. I haven't seen him do stand up in a minute, but Yasser Wester's really funny.
Oh, Yasser
He's just like a
and
funny
I just
guy.
shot something together.
Yeah, man.
I was so funny. You guys can't even believe it.
All right, let's do another one. Question for Dani, since Mark hates reading. This is from Kevin. Are there any good books that you've read recently?
Good books. I'm a big Audible person.
So you have books read to you?
Yes, I think it counts.
Like an infant?
I haven't read anything in a year, but I have listened to multiple books at this point. What have I listened to?
That's fine. You're not better than me for listening to stuff. If you read it, then yes, you are. But what have you read? You read, what was the one that you had a friend write that thing about the guy who, the guy who grew up with that girl and they almost made out one time and then they didn't, and then he came back and then they made out again.
No.
And his mom was a hippie and got arrested.
Oh, yes.
Right? What's that book called?
The Knicks.
The Knicks.
The Knicks.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's a really good book. It takes place it kind of gives you a little bit from the 60s and then you hop to, it's like telling the story of a mom who was a protester that got involved kind of with the thing with the government, and then her son decades later, and it hops back and forth between those timelines. It's really fascinating.
It's good stuff.
Very good.
I saw Jason had a question come in and the answer is yes, there is gum in the water.
It's disgusting.
It's my
when
gum,
people
it's my
ask
water.
me why we'll never date again, there's a list, and this is one of them. He puts gum. I guess you said Robert Pattinson does this.
Robert Pattinson.
He likes. Okay, so
who, by the way, is Batman.
I used to get Mark peppermint water, and he liked it so much that he started making his own by putting his gum in here. It's disgusting. I'm sorry. I have more things to say, but that is what I will say.
And then I saw Raven said, what do we think about what's the verdict on the beard? I dig it. I like having it. It's fun. It makes shaving a lot easier because I just do this now and I'm done. And so I really like it. And I believe you were one of the people that spearheaded the beard movement.
Yep.
You recommended it. And why? Because famed coronavirus person Tom Hanks had a beard, and you showed me a picture of Tom Hanks, and you're like, hey, look at this guy having a beard, so...
It was actually the difference between Steve Carell in The Office and Steve Carell with a beard and his salt and pepper hair. And I was
Carell
wow,
really made it.
People will do things with this man.
Even before the beard, though, I feel like Steve Carell somehow just transformed himself from the dope Michael Scott into...
Well, that was really a character. He had his hair slicked back, and it
He was the 40-year-old virgin.
Yeah, it looked.
He was the wacky news guy in Bruce Almighty. He was Michael Scott in The Office. Nobody wants to have sex with any of those guys. And now it's he's just on the top of everybody's cheat list. What do we got? I didn't see who asked it, but yes, Lon Harris as the delinquent is my new favorite Schmodown character. High comedy. It is hysterical.
Okay.
Will Watson, who, by the way, a big fan of you as well. He was at our live event in Atlanta. We actually gave him the original wheel from the Schmodown afterwards. He's a super fan, great dude, and he's from North Carolina. So he wanted to know if I'd ever do a comedy special in North Carolina. Yes, I would do a comedy special in any of the contiguous or other United States if given the opportunity. So we'll see when stand-up comes back if I can make it to your fair city.
Oh my gosh.
Back when you ate donuts, what was your favorite donut?
When I ate donuts.
Were you a Krispy Kreme? Were you a Dunkin' Donuts?
Krispy Kreme.
Started in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's the reason why I asked that question.
On.
Chris Jones, good man from Philly, says, "What's your favorite Philly cheesesteak?" I've never been to any of the Philly cheesesteak hot spots. What's because you're from Texas, so what kind of food
technically
are you known for?
I moved there when I was 13. I wouldn't say that's from.
Well, you went
to UT. I did go to UT, and I was in high school there in Dallas.
What's the state food of whatever state you
what is
you
our
claim?
state food? I don't know. Whenever I think of Texas, I think of a honey buttered chicken biscuit from Whataburger, just like you like it.
I heard Wendy's just started doing the breakfast, and they have a maple chicken.
Yeah, of course they would copy them. Of course. One of my favorite places is Salt Lick because they have a never-ending meat platter, which is delicious.
A Goldman Vision says, "Is Mark trying to Kamale himself?" which I assume means one of two
Get
things.
buff.
It either means get funnier, or it means get in the gym more. I don't think I'll ever be able, because Kumail, I love what Kumail's doing with this because he's so transparent about getting shredded. He's
That's
like, it was the least fun thing I've ever done.
Right.
It's awful to go. The only reason I was able to do it is because I had the biggest studio on earth backing me and pushing me and micromanaging me every step of the way. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
It's not a realistic goal. But I love that Kumail's dad, you see what his dad did?
No.
He took a picture of that like shredded Kumail look and he made socks out of them.
Aww.
And so he wore his son's shredded socks. I thought that was really funny. Question from Mark from Garth. When everything gets back to normal, will the tour come to Boston? Abso-freaking-lutely. Big Boston fan. My family is originally from Watertown. It was one question, and you check your phone.
Done.
Unbelievable.
Question for Mark. I'm out.
Unbelievable.
I'm out. This is not what I came over here for. No, I was just checking to see like if my link saying that we're going live is live.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's so tough to see if any of this stuff actually works. But thank you guys for
Oh my gosh,
for bearing
Koi
with us.
snapped a picture of us.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
I'll have to. That's
that's
so funny
good.
with Molly's face.
That's
you can't
good.
see it, but
Esther had a good question. She
What?
said, tell us either a movie or
Okay.
a piece of music or musical artist that people would be surprised that we are a fan of.
oh,
What's something that is kind of off-brand, you think, for you?
I'm so transparent too. I tell everyone my business at all times.
Yeah, I know pretty much everything about you, even though I didn't ask. As far as...
Oh, I know something about you that might seem not like your first choice.
that I'm a huge B-52s fan?
I introduced you to Jesus and Marrow, and you like them a lot.
You did, yeah. And they're fall
My friend
down
Josh
funny.
Gunnelman writes for that show.
Does he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. He's a Josh Gunnelman's funny guy,
Jesus,
too.
if you haven't listened to, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you have, but Bodega Boys on his improv level is better than most improv people I know. He can just like improv the stuff that comes out of his head. He's so quick.
Very quick, yeah. Jen had a question for you.
What?
Actually, for both of us. It was, when was the last time that you laughed so hard you cried as I go get myself a beverage? You're going to be on camera by yourself.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Hold your breath.
When's the last time? Oh, I was like, when's the last time I cried? That would be yesterday.
Not just cry.
When's the last time I laughed so hard I cried? When we were shooting today, because I was shooting, I guess I can't really, but like, it was like 4 other comedians, and we were just dicking around because the fact that we're still filming when all of this is going down is kind of crazy. So everybody was just losing their minds and saying whatever they wanted, and maybe 1 minute of it will make it on air.
First one all week.
That
Hi.
lowers your immune.
Yeah, I know.
ability to fight.
One ain't gonna kill you. Did you see some fan send me a thing that Coors Light delivered? There's like a service that will deliver.
Oh, I
Coors
know. I'm not gonna.
to your house.
Yeah, I'm not gonna call them out, but there was a company that hit me up today, and they were like, hey Danny, we're doing a flash sale if you want to like promote it to your Nerdificent fans. It's my podcast. If you want to like whatever. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. That's so insane. Hey y'all, I know you're staying in, but 15% off on shirts.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I was like, that's really gross.
There is a line though, because it's like even today, like people are like, well, I can't do this or this or this for a couple weeks at least, so I'm going to show people like, hey, like even like this right now.
Oh, those are like freelance people, not an actual corporation or business. It just sounds like me encouraging people to buy t-shirts instead of putting their money towards food feels weird. Like, I'm not going to do that. But if you're an artist who's like, hey, I'm not making any money, buy my stuff, like that's different than me being like, buy merch of me.
That's fair.
Okay.
Spaceman Joyce said, Van Halen versus Led Zeppelin. You know where I stand? Do you have a dog in the fight?
No, I guess just by association with you.
You're going to go Halen?
Yeah.
Good call. Rick says, am I still going to Atlantic City? I was going to go in June, June 11th. Tickets are going to go on sale soon, so I don't know. I don't really want to... I think I'll wait for a little bit to see what's going on with everything else before I can commit to going, but man, I'd love to get to AC. That'd be a lot of fun. Big theater there, so we would have to fill it up. What else we got? What is your dream sponsor? Gabriel said that. Your
What do I
green
spend a lot
sponsor.
of money on?
Whole Foods.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of them. Is there like a?
That's the only reason why is because I have food allergies. It's not because I'm super like. If I could, some of that stuff I can get other places, but
Yeah, but it's good for you.
they're the place that has like crackers and they're made from air or something. And it's like 100% Egyptian crackers or something like that.
Was it like a tough transition, or was it just like?
Oh,
you
I'm
just
not the
suck it
only
up?
one. So I didn't shoot on my shoot. Orlando Jones, who's amazing in American
Yeah.
Gods and like a billion things. He is allergic to nightshades, and I'm allergic to nightshades,
Which are tomatoes.
which are tomatoes and peppers, and like I wasn't always, but I have autoimmune issues now, and so there are a lot of things I can't eat. And Whole Foods makes like weird. They carry stuff that other places don't carry. It'll be like cookies made entirely from coconut, like just.
And they're actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, pretty good.
So.
Yeah, I did a good piece of work at Whole Foods the other day. I think I'm a little allergic to nightshades because I get like really red when I eat tomatoes. I just had chili.
Your nephew is. When he
Yeah,
eats tomatoes, his cheeks turn red. A lot of people are.
Yeah.
It's just people don't care. But
Yeah, you play through it, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm gonna stop trying to read these. We should
Amy.
ask each other questions.
Okay. Amy had a good question,
Okay.
and then we'll ask each other some questions. Write in your questions for us to ask each other. Amy said, "Damn it, it was a good question too." Amy, what was your question? It was. I lost it.
What was
I
your
lost it.
isolation shopping haul from Matt? I forced Mark as his best friend to go shopping.
Yeah, we did a good piece of work.
I was like, please take this seriously.
But we didn't buy all the Lysol so we could like resell it outside. We got got some meats.
We got meat because like I said, I have a bunch
Dog
of food
food.
allergies, so I can't have like soy and nuts
Yeah.
and like things that like I have to have. That's like my source of protein, and I knew that the meat would go, which is really fascinating because everybody was getting the canned stuff, but meat you can freeze.
Mm-hmm.
So we got like meat. What else? Greens. There was like hard to find any greens. All the frozen greens were gone.
Yeah.
But like I managed to grab some and am eating those now
Mm-hmm.
to boost my immune system now.
Yeah. Okay. I got a question for you.
Okay. What is it?
What was the decision process like when you adopted your real daughter Molly, or did you actually give birth to her?
I was 18 and I was nannying 2 kids in Texas, and
Boy, that's the
it was
start
in
of
the
an
summer.
adult film.
It was in the summer, and there's only so many things you can do because it's hot as hell. Anyone from Texas knows this. It's like 110.
Yeah.
And so I took them to a animal pet store to look at like the fish and stuff there, and they had some dogs.
What a tractor beam.
And I said, we're not getting anything, so don't think about it.
Thinking about the puppy eyes.
And then there was Molly, and she was on sale. My mom hates when I tell that part, but she was on sale.
Oh, who would?
And I asked them, why is she sick? And they were like, no, ma'am, she's just been here a while. Nobody wanted her.
She was on sale.
She was 3 months at the time. So she was still a puppy. But like a lot of the puppies there were only like a month old. So I'm sure that they were like cuter and smaller. And yeah, she was 3 months old. She was sleeping. I thought she was a boy. Picked her up, and she like roused herself awake and started licking me. And she was $300. And I was like, I have $300
Yeah.
as a nanny. That's what I got paid for the week or whatever. And so I just gave them cash, and I took her home. I had no bowl. I had no crate. I had no leash. I was like, how am I supposed to?
It's like a drug deal.
Yeah. I got her out of there. It's weird though, because she's technically not a rescue. She was bought. Like, I would not recommend doing that anymore and like supporting, stores. But I was 18. This was a while ago. And
The kids are probably egging you on too, right? Like, we want to go.
Well, I felt bad. Like, what am I going to do? Have her go back into the glass case? I rescued her from being in whatever her lifestyle was.
You and I did that one time. We went to a one of the dog places had like an adoption day,
Mm-hmm.
and you and I just like stopped by, and it's a trap because it's like as soon as you walk in a good way, because it's like, oh, you're gonna want to adopt a dog. I am shocked that we made it out of there without adopting some sort of dog.
Every day this
That's
man
when we were dating.
I follow the Beagle hashtag on Instagram, highly recommend, and every day he gets puppies.
Blown up. Yeah.
He gets in his DMs. That's all his DMs are. You don't even have any women in your DMs. The women is me, and it's sending you
it's
beagles.
not like you're looking at the other messages I
I'm
get.
sending him beagles, which he doesn't even respond to. I bet there are people out there who would love to get beagles in their DMs every day.
Maybe I'm getting other DMs that I am responding to.
I send him beagle DMs, and I'm like, please, can he get a puppy? Because Molly I already got. I know Molly, you share her with me, but I'm trying to convince him to get
it's like 70-30.
a puppy.
No, I can't do it.
She needs a friend.
Because
we're both busy.
If every week was like this week, then yes, I could, because
we're both really busy, and I feel like we take her to daycare as much as we can, but I think she needs a friend. So.
Okay, my turn, or your turn to ask me a question.
Why do you refuse to date anyone?
It's a lot of work.
Do you feel
Let me tell you about the last girlfriend I had.
Do you feel like there are women that want to date you?
Sure.
But you're not interested in them?
No. It's not that I'm not interested in them, it's just that it's the undertaking itself. It has nothing to do with the individual person. It's the undertaking, and the act of dating does not appeal to me in my current state.
It's just insane that you do not care about dating when
really
there are people that care so much.
It's
some
all
of the
they
people
talk
that
about.
Write me are wild. They would die to know. They would die to have people into them that they're like, I don't really feel like going out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it doesn't appeal to me, and that's kind of why the whole process of dating doesn't appeal to me either.
Are you asexual?
I'm getting there, and I gotta tell you, I'm kind of enjoying the ride. It's not a bad way to live. It's going to be tough without sports. I might start dating until sports comes back, Because we were about to enter the dead zone, right after the Masters, but before the NBA playoffs start. That's a good about month period where you can date somebody.
Do you feel like you just haven't met the person that you... Oh, I've asked 20 questions now.
I hold out the option that I could meet somebody and just get conked, Cupid just fucking take an aim like Legolas. But it just doesn't... I don't put myself out there for that. I'm not searching for that. If I stumble upon it, damn it. But until that day happens...
If you want Mark, you have to catch him in your web. You have to spin
it's
a web.
Gotta be a pretty big web.
And you have to be...
I'm 188 pounds right now.
You gotta be like Cleopatra, man.
Cassandra had a good question.
Okay.
First movie you saw in movie theaters.
I think the one that I can remember is The Lion King. So...
Oh, that's good. That's a good one. First one I saw, I don't count The Empire Strikes Back because it was it was in 1984, I think. But they were playing it on an Air Force base, and we had just moved, so we were living on the Air Force base. Mm-hmm. So they were playing Empire Strikes Back on the Air Force base. That would really count. First movie I saw in theaters, I think, was Flight of the Navigator in 1986. You ever see it?
No.
You ever hear about it?
No.
Oh, it's great.
I dated someone this year who was born after The Lion King.
Well, so 95? I hope you're talking about the original
you're not going to say...
Not the new Lion King.
No.
You dated a 1-year-old?
You know who it is,
I
am not.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't hear about this all, ever.
Okay.
Oh, God, what else we got? Just fun, by the way, guys. We'll go for another, 15, 20 minutes. Try to do a clean hour, right?
Okay.
You got plans tonight? Everything just shut down?
No.
You gonna hang out with friends? Have a quarantine party?
Iffy, my co-host, was like, what are you getting into tonight? I'm like, are you kidding? My bed. What am I going to get into?
Well, you worked. I mean, you actually worked today.
Yeah, but I'm trying to lessen my exposure to people. The only reason I'm doing this is because Mark and I come in contact almost every day because of Molly. So, but...
And I have a lot of food here that,
I have stored.
There's a lot of chips here that
I feel like I'm a little
eating.
Squirrel, and I've stored things in throughout the city.
It's smart.
Different places.
Smart the way you do it. Langley and Neely, our good buddy, has a good question for both of us. You can either answer first, or I'll give you time to think. He says, what is the worst date you ever went on? Feel comfortable answering that?
You can go first.
I know. I'm trying to think of a really bad date. Okay, so there was a reality show that I filmed a date for. that was, because like I know reality shows are like fake, but this was like totally fake. But I was like, open to like at least we're gonna have a date, and it was awful because they kept like yelling cut, and then we just like stop, and like she would just like get back on her phone, and I'm like, this isn't even. I got no chance here.
That's how it really is.
It was. My
friend
ridiculous.
is a producer for The Bachelor, which we all know like isn't real, but like
what?
My worst date. It wasn't a date. Really, it was I don't know. It was drinks, whatever that is. And
my thing with drinks is that if you ask someone out for drinks, you're not asking them on a date.
You're getting to know them.
But you have the option to retroactively have made it a date if it ends up going your way.
Right.
So it's kind of like in baseball.
I was not really interested. You can rule something as a hit in the moment. I was trying to get to know this guy. He was horrible. I would name him now, but he got like blacklisted from this.
Ooh.
He was a writer and got like fired. Not by me, but because he's a piece of shit.
Not the good blacklist. The bad blacklist.
No, when I was trying to park my car, and he was like, "Where are you?" "I'm at the bar. I'm waiting at the bar." And I was like, "Oh, I'm just trying to find parking." And he was like, "You should just valet." And I was like, "Okay, I'm almost there." This was like I was brand new out here and poor, and he was like, "At this point, I'll just pay for your valet." And I want to be like, "Oh, this is not going to end how you think it will."
Wow.
Okay. So I get there. He's slamming down drinks. He's drinking. He's slamming down vodka Red Bulls. He doesn't ask me.
That guy knows how to party.
He doesn't ask me a single question about himself. Was he wearing
Axe body spray?
He just talks about himself the entire time. And then he wanted to go out and smoke, so we went outside in the cold. I'm waiting there, and a bouncer, and he's talking to me like, "Oh yeah, I sold this show." And we're talking, this bouncer comes over, and he's like, "Oh, are you two writers? I'm a writer too. There's like this festival you can submit for." And the guy, I kid you not, as we walk away within earshot, is like I'm gonna take advice from a fucking bouncer. And I was like, I would rather go home with the bouncer than go with you.
Would have been a fun
piece
power
of
play.
shit.
Wow.
And long story short, he didn't even have a car. He went home on his bicycle because he had a DUI.
What?
Piece of shit. Who also has gotten run out of town.
He rode a bicycle? Was this before the days of your Ubers and your Lyfts? You had a taxi guy. And he gave me
a hard time because I didn't want to pay for valet, and he drove home on a bike. He also didn't. I told him where I lived, and normally on a date you pick a place in between. He picked a place within bicycling distance.
That is so fun.
That is the worst.
You know you can get a DUI on your bicycle.
Still.
So, not a smart play any way around.
Oh, sorry, I have one cherry on the top. While we were talking, again, I was new. I wasn't even like staffed or on television or anything like that. And he was he wasn't a veteran, but he was an employed.
You hadn't met Luxo Jr. yet?
TV writer. He was like, "Hey, you never retweet me. Can't wait for those." He asked me to retweet him while we're on a date. And then when the date ended, he was like, "Hey, those retweets still haven't happened." And I wanted to be like, "And they never will." And then he unfollowed me a week later because I didn't retweet his dumbass jokes. And now I'm more successful than him.
I love that it's like a last ditch effort. Once you know that you're not hooking up that night, just be like, "Hey, can you retweet me at least? That'd be great."
I think it's so gross. It's like people don't do it as much, but back when Twitter was like peak Twitter, when you would be out with like other people in the industry, they would make it a big deal about like who had followers and retweets and stuff. It's really disgusting.
Are people over Twitter, you think?
No. You know what brought back Twitter is...
This thing? Not us, but like the thing this week?
The election? No,
the virus.
No, 2016 election. Like that whole thing brought back...
Yeah, that's fair.
There is someone in the White House who could get us murdered at any time with some of the stuff he says on there. Actively, like... Yeah. Edging other countries into war. So anyways.
Yeah, it's being a moron. Yeah. I think that stuff like this, though, also activates Twitter because it's like, what else do you do?
Yeah, totally.
Other than check your feed. And when it's like a breaking, rolling news story like what this thing is, people keep checking Twitter for updates and they have an opinion on the updates. So it's stuff like this that keeps Twitter going. I've cared less and less and less about like, like the follower count or any of that stuff. So I don't know if we're slowly graduating from it, but stuff like this doesn't help. What do you got? See anything? Amy, if you're still up, yes. Danny has seen the scrapbooks and she thinks they're incredible.
Oh yes.
So, somebody, Saul had a great question. He said, "What motivates you more, gaining something or losing something? Like, is it the possibility of a win, or is it the possibility of
I
a
guess
loss if you
losing
don't?"
something.
Yeah, I don't know. I've shed most of the things from my life, and I feel pretty comfortable with that. It's pretty barren around here, and I like that. I like losing. Or sorry, I like winning less than I hate losing. So like, if my hatred for losing is way up here, and my joy of winning is like around here.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. So, Ed had a question earlier. He said, "Am I going to do this every Friday now?" I might. I'm having a good time. Danny's probably not available every Friday, but if I can never talk, what you gonna do? Not see Molly? I can trick her into it. But yeah, I think I'd like to do more of these, and I'll certainly be doing more of these during the thing too, because we all need an outlet, and we all need a free place where you can just go, hang out, have a few laughs, and maybe one or two of these. So, everybody.
Do you have another question for me?
God, just the worst to talk to. Hitman Hudson says, better stand-up comedian, John Mulaney or Eddie Murphy?
Oh, why would you put those? Why? They're so different.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a trick. Because your natural knee-jerk reaction is like, oh, Eddie Murphy's the funniest person ever, and he might be. But Mulaney, like, as a stand-up, very, very good.
Yeah.
But nobody was a rock star like Eddie Murphy was.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy became famous at, 22? That's crazy. That's insane. Like, when you look back at his work, I think of the same thing with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey in The Mask. Like, so much of his stuff, he was so young. He's been around for...
94 was his movie year.
Yeah.
With 3 huge movies. And then before that, he was on In Living Color. And then before that, he was just hanging around the Comedy Store.
So good.
Yeah, still is.
He's still great.
Still is great. Yeah. Let's see. Question for Danny. Garth says, would you model stylish hazmat suits with nice designs and colors?
I don't know. I might think about it.
It's the way we're all going. So eventually we'll need to wear hazmat suits.
Somebody said, who in comedy has the smallest penis? You've probably seen more dicks in comedy. Just, I don't know, y'all's locker
I've seen a few dicks. I won't say who, but I saw one guy who's who's a known stand-up comic. Hung like a rhino.
Wow, really?
Holy crap.
You can tell me after this.
Yeah, I was peeing at the urinal and looked down and I was like, oh my god, put that thing on. You could poke an eye out with that thing.
So you can be funny and well hung.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah. Plans for the weekend? What do you do during something like this?
Peggy said Eddie was on SNL at 19. Yeah.
19.
Just don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Give us some. Okay, listen. What I grew up with was the sketch show. I did watch a lot of SNL. Mm-hmm. Was all that
on Nickelodeon?
It bred Snick at Night. Mm-hmm. It made Keenan and Kel.
Hence Good Burger. Mm-hmm. Roundhouse. Did you watch Roundhouse? That was a sketch show.
Our friend Josh Server was on it. So was Amanda Bynes, who was dumb funny. Like, she was one of the youngest cast members on there.
Was she really?
Yeah. She was, one of the youngest. Probably one of the youngest people to get her own sketch show.
Yeah.
Very talented. Lori Beth Denberg. Oh, yeah, I could talk about it forever.
Yeah?
My other favorite animated sketch show was Kablam. Kablam.
What is
you don't know what Kablam is? Okay, Kablam was this animated show that combined all different forms of animation, because they also had clay and they had action figures for Action League Now.
So kind of like a Robot Chicken kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, before Robot Chicken.
Wow.
Kablam.
And that was on Nickelodeon?
Yes. Oh, Nickelodeon, 90s. When I think of getting old, that is what hits me in my heart.
Did you hear they were going to make an Are You Afraid of the Dark movie?
Yeah, I mean, they have a bunch of stuff. Nickelodeon rebooted all that. Josh is actually involved. Keenan's involved.
I saw that. Yeah.
And Kel. And it's great, but, it's just, I miss the old Y'all know what I mean. All of those, like Hey Arnold, Angry Beavers. It just.
Did you watch?
I was so young.
Did you watch The Adventures of Pete and Pete?
Yes.
I always got that I looked like the littler Pete.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had dinner with him.
Yeah.
I was in New York, and Schnepp, John Schnepp had texted me. He's like, "Hey, come hang out with us." And I was done doing shows, and I went over to the restaurant. And I sat down. It was Schnepp, and it was Holly, and it was the guy who played Pete and his wife, and it was just like hey, wait a minute. It was just like weird. This like just. It's one of those moments in life where you're like you didn't know life like lasted like this, where you could just go. I watched this person on TV when I was a kid, and now I'm just like sitting and just having a conversation. And you have to do that thing where you're around somebody that like you admire, you really respect, and you have to keep it in a little bit and just play it cool. But then afterwards, I probably texted you right afterwards. I was like, "Hey, remember the Adventures of Pete and Pete?" I just hung out with one of the Petes.
I think I remember going down. Like we've worked with so many people, but
Finish that sentence quick.
We've worked with so many people, but
I remember going down.
There's only most people don't get me tripped up, but I think I was going down the aisle of a grocery store and I had my cart and I saw Bryan Cranston and I said, "Nope," and I just turned around. I was like, "Not gonna do it today. Not gonna break today." Bryan Cranston, I see you getting peas. And I am going the other way. I did not see you. I'm not going to ask for your autograph on my box of Cheerios.
Is that your best celebrity near miss? Just like in a random place, Bryan Cranston? It's a good one.
I mean, I always see people at at Endgame and stuff. There was...
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, like, if you like a famous, like,
But they always invite random people like us to those. They always invite, like, AJ from the Backstreet Boys is there. What is the randomest person you've seen? Like, my favorite was when I was hosting the Aladdin red carpet. Terry Crews was there, which is cool. But, like, it's always people you wouldn't necessarily expect.
At the Rogue One premiere, I was walking like down the red carpet, like back and forth before the movie, before you go in, and I saw this really, really good-looking guy walk right past me, and I'm like, man, sometimes you see someone, you're like, that's just a better cut of human than me, and they walk by, and I'm like thinking, I'm like, I think I know that. Who was that person? And it was like, that was Ricky Martin. That was Ricky freaking Martin, and man, he's a good drink of water up close. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very good looking guy. One time I was at Ralph's for a 4th of July party, and I remember this like it was yesterday. I was going to my buddy's place who lived right near the Ralph's, and I was like, yeah, I'll stop at Ralph's and I'll get like hot dog buns or whatever else you need. So I get like a little basket, right? And I'm in line, and I turn around, and I remember thinking in my head, because I knew that he lives in the area because I'm a weirdo, I knew that Eddie Van Halen lived around there, and so I'm holding the thing, and I turn around, and boom, right there is Edward Van Halen, the king. And I didn't say it. I couldn't. I don't want to bother him. He had like a cart full of food, and I didn't like want to bother him.
I don't even know who my hero is. He's like your hero. I think I'd be really excited to talk to Oprah. I like Oprah a lot.
I think everybody would be excited to talk to Oprah.
Yeah.
But Oprah's so good at making you feel at ease. Like 5 minutes would go, but you wouldn't even freak out like I'm talking. She's so good at making you feel like natural.
She loves motivational speakers, and that's what I need to do. I bet if I just devoted the next year of my life to being a motivational speaker, I could be on Super Soul Sundays.
I would definitely show up and buy your book in Ballroom C of the Hilton Garden Inn to watch Dani Fernandez give a motivational talk as to how I can turn my life around.
I'm good at manifesting things.
We should do that. We should book like a night where you and me can be like two motivational speakers. Like we could each do like a thing. Okay. You know? Like you'd go up and do your motivational speech, then I'll be like, hey guys, I used to date her. Can you believe one day you can too? As long as you don't ride your bike to a date. Number one rule.
I'm trying to read things, but I just see poop emojis.
Yeah, well, that's usually what you get around these parts.
Yep. Do you have another question? One
more question, we'll close it out. Thank you, everybody, for watching the stream. So we'll do one more question, just to see if we can get this up to 600. Just to see if it does.
I know. So what happens when it gets up? Is it like Jordan?
If it gets to 600...
Yeah. No, I said
$100 bills rain down from the ceiling.
I don't stream normally, so I don't know. When you get to a good number, do you just be like, okay, bye everybody?
Oh, is it like blackjack?
I said, is it like Jordan when you're like, you want to leave when you're good?
You just hit your shot and then you're just out. No, it's just I don't know. I thought we'd have like 100 people in here. My goal was like to have it be like a
this
comedy
guy
club.
really wants us to address. He keeps asking if we're quarantine fuck buddies. We're not even fuck buddies when we're not quarantined.
I think, look, I know a lot of people are pent up and they're bored and like they're horny. This is not a good time.
I don't think so either. Somebody
to be making love.
Somebody literally, I'm on this like dating app that I haven't used in forever, and somebody literally direct requested me, which I think you have to pay extra for. I think it's not on Tinder, but I think on Tinder it's called like a super like. This is a different app. But like they literally did it last night and I got this ding on my phone and I was like, what the? No, I barely go out without this going on. I'm 1,000% not going out now.
So on mine, I only take my dating app out that I'm on at parties, at get-togethers, just to show people.
No, you're not supposed to show people.
I'm not going to show people. I'm going to show you because people. Okay, I have a connection. See, I have a connection. But again, I just give it to people at this point because I like want to show them my profile, like friends. They're like, oh, let me star this person because I'm like, yeah, have at it. I don't care. So I have a connection.
I would not say. I'm just gonna put your phone down here.
You don't think it's it's not the right day to be like, hey, what you up to this weekend?
I think it's very telling what you want.
Hey, do you have the thing? No?
If you're messaging people right now. Sorry. Mark, would you rather get pregnant or watch a double feature of Daddy's Home and Daddy's Home 2?
That's a tough call, but I would definitely take, assuming I'm carrying to term here, I would rather go Daddy's Home and Daddy's Home 2. And then 1,000 times more than give birth.
Y'all, latest Netflix series you binged, The Circle. Actually, okay, so The Circle was like a month ago.
Yeah, you made me watch a little of it.
It was so addicting. I followed Shoe Bomb.
Is that the one that, like, the kid that everybody's rooting for?
Yes.
Heart of Gold?
Cheer. Also watch Cheer. I like watching reality because it just lets you take your mind off of everything.
What, I want
You should watch Cheer. Just because if you're actually into sports, they are competitive athletes.
Oh, is it a cheerleading
who are putting
thing?
their bodies to the test. Yeah, it's competitive cheerleading.
I want to watch that Don't F with Cats thing.
No, I don't want to. I heard it's good, but like I don't like the premise of it.
Well, like all this people are like addicted to this true crime stuff.
I know,
it's like,
but I don't like it.
You can't enjoy anything anymore unless a murder was actually committed.
Mm-hmm.
I really like The Outsider too. I don't know if that counts because that's on HBO.
We did watch. Yeah.
I thought that was a great thing.
Unless you're watching it with me, where I ask questions.
No, she came over to watch one of them, and it was like
He literally pauses every single time.
Because I can't hear.
No, I would just be like, oh, is that the guy from the first? And he would just be like...
Ben Mendelsohn, first of all, your fascination with Ben Mendelsohn got a little...
Ben Mendelsohn...
unhinged.
I never thought of in the way that I started to until this show. This show, I was like, wow, there's really something to this man. Because it's hard when he plays a bad guy, like the very Michael Scott slicked back hair, like... He just seems like, I don't know, your dad's golf buddy. But then in this, he was I posted a video of him doing some lines from The Lion King. They were intense.
Did things to you, huh?
They were intense.
Oh, all right. Well, with that, Danny probably needs to go home and take care of some things. So we will bid you adieu for tonight. Danny, any last words? You want to tell all the kids out there where they can... I'm sorry, do you want to read more comments about how great you are before
I just wanted to give the people their time.
Okay. Give us the last looks, people.
Well, you asked me one more question. You haven't asked me another, and I'll ask you.
Okay, one more question is from from whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What was your favorite thing to do, like, in high school? Like a hobby that you did? Like, did you play a sport? Were you, like, in the choir? Like, did you have any extracurriculars?
That was funny when you were like, what was your favorite thing to do in high school?
I was like, have
sex.
I know where your mind went.
Just couldn't wait. I was one of those people that I just could not wait. I won't talk about all that.
Having sex for me in high school was, you might as well tell me I could go to Narnia. Like, it's not happening. Hey, you just walk through the painting. There's a talking wolf that'll tell you where to go.
I made a joke about Selena. Sorry, this is gonna get. Well, it's a Friday night and we're all adults. I made a joke. Did you see my tweet about Selena? Like, seeing my dumbass. It was like when Selena sees me tell my high school boyfriend that he can just pull out and tells God to have mercy on my dumbass.
So
somebody
stupid.
responded and was like, "Isn't pulling out effective?" I'm like, for a teenage boy, I think not.
It's never effective.
I think it can be for adults. Like they teach it. I don't know.
Yeah. If you execute the game plan, if you Bill Belichick do your job and nobody ever does their job.
Yeah. We have
Morons.
the same job.
Do you see it? Do you see how
we have the
populated
same job, so it's
the
not
Earth
us.
is? Stop having kids. Just give it a year.
What was I gonna say? No, I've never been pregnant, which is it's a blessing, to be honest. Having Mexican genes and never being pregnant, I mean, God really does love me.
So to recap, I asked Dani what she liked to do in high school, and her answer was, "I've never been pregnant." Well, good for you. We're really.
I had long-term boyfriends though. Almost every boyfriend I've had, well, until I basically moved here.
Mm-hmm.
LA dating is the worst place to date in the world.
How many places have you dated?
And that includes the ocean.
You can meet a mer person. You
No,
can meet a
LA,
merfolk.
everyone's like, why are you single? LA is literally, all of my friends are like gorgeous, successful, blah, blah,
Would
blah,
you
single.
hook up with a merfolk person?
Yeah, probably. They'd be slimy, but
Yeah,
I
but
feel like
eventually-
we got worked up so I can hear the pitter patter of little feet.
She's
coming
like, "Are
back
you
out."
morons done yet?"
What was I saying?
Would you bang a mer person
Yes.
if they had the parts? But what if it was a man's lower half and a
Your
fish
thing
head?
stopped moving. Is it still going?
Huh? Yeah, people just heard your pregnancy thing, got freaked out.
I'm sorry.
Here, bub. Give me that. Woo. Ooh.
I forgot what I was going to say. My favorite. Oh, I have long-term people. My high school boyfriend I dated for like a year and a half. My college boyfriend I dated for like 6 years after out of college. So, okay,
We went for a nice long walkie today.
okay. You're still alive.
We went for a nice long walkie.
You're
didn't
still
we?
alive.
Molly's
well,
so funny because when you take her for a walk, she will attempt to eat things that don't fit in her body.
Oh wait.
She tried to eat a half rack of ribs that were left on the sidewalk.
Old Snake, I'm sorry, I can't read. 167 said the NYC is hard to date to 1,000%. My friends that are also in New York, I feel you. I think New York and LA are the worst places to date. Everyone else is also bad, but not as bad as New York and LA.
I think what you're saying is dating is hard and meeting the right person is
No.
tough.
When I was in Texas,
set of standards that you're going
it's
for.
different. Like a lot of people out here, like
Dare I say your standards have maybe been raised since you were dating in Texas?
Yeah, but also the people in Texas, I think, want different things. Like all my friends just want to buy a house and have kids, and that's not everybody here. Just wants to be a co-star of some show, so they like are more willing to not care about people. They're like really selfish. The way that I talk about dating in LA is when you're at a party. Have you ever been at a party when you're talking to someone and they keep looking around to see who else they could talk to, like who better might walk in? That's dating in LA.
Okay, but you and I have done that too.
No, but
At a party, and you're looking at who else to
I
talk
try
to.
to not do it, and it's only because I
Yeah.
think my friends are coming. Okay. Wait, do I have a question for you?
Yeah, close this out. What's a good one?
Um,
I think we should do this again, guys. If she doesn't show up, I'll still do it. Probably half the people. We got over 600, by the way, so.
I don't know. It's a
We
good
did
question
it.
for Mark. Someone give me suggestions,
Give
and I will.
Her suggestions.
I
And,
will.
I think dating is hard. Couldn't get a date in Houston prior to all this. Yeah, David B. By the way, David B. Super talented musician. Houston's tough because it's just so spread out. Like you meet someone that lives in Houston, and it's like, oh great, can you be here in 3 hours? It's like your bike rider guy would die a horrible dating death in Houston. It's too spread out of a city.
I'm trying to find. Please give me potential questions to ask Mark. Mark just has his clicker over end stream. Like he wants to do it so badly.
I don't want to end stream. I'm having a good time. I feel like I'm entertaining for an hour.
I
That's my
feel
honest
I'm-
outlook is that I am
Okay.
entertained because SEN Live every day is 2 hours, and I'm like, nobody cares about me for more than an hour.
Okay, I got you.
My special is 62 minutes, and that's like a special I worked hard on. By the way, if any of you guys want to check out my Patreon page, I just released the Making of Dog Stepfather, the special name for you, Mom. What do you think? Any
any questions?
Spaceman George says, "How long without sex? Wouldn't you like to know?"
Favorite brand of hot dogs? Yo, I said give me things to work with.
Adios, Sebastian. That's a good one. What advice do you give others that you should follow yourself?
Okay, well, that's for you, right?
I think it's for both of us.
Okay. What advice?
Okay, this is a good one to end on. What's the best piece of advice that we have given to each other?
Okay. Are you gonna go?
I think you should go.
Okay, the best piece of advice that Mark gave me, he gives me good advice all the time, but one of them was last week. What was it? Or was it Tuesday? I was performing. I had a show, and he said,
just fucking sling it.
He said, it's not going to be perfect, but it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Especially in the creative field, but any field. For me, when we're doing live television or live anything, or just like even turning in a script, it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. I think something too that I would recommend for people that are newer, that like if you're coming up as a writer or coming up in your field, something that Brad Williams told me was no one expects you to be perfect, but one day they might, but like now they're not.
Right.
And so when I was new, even back when I was doing stand-up, it's like, I'm young, I'm new, like a lot of people don't know me. This is my chance to like work out these jokes, figure out what works and what doesn't. Nobody's expecting me to be a veteran at this. But when I get older, they will. And so...
Yeah. That was good. The current Celtics head coach, Brad Stevens, used to coach Butler, and they were the big underdog story in the NCAA tournament going up against Duke in the championship game. And in his pregame speech, he told his kids, he's like, look, guys, it's not going to go perfect tonight. It's just not. Sorry, we got a good game plan. Something's going to go wrong, and you just have to realize that and not let it freak you out when it happens. So they almost beat Duke. Half-court shot, Gordon Hayward almost nailed it. Best advice you gave me was when you told me, I think it was right before like I taped my special or something, you and I were texting back and forth, and you said, just remember that people, or you said powerful people don't rush, or something like that, aren't rushed.
Powerful people aren't rushed.
And it's a really good thing for anybody, especially in stand-up, because if you get up there and you're jacked up and you know you got good stuff, you just want to get it out, and that steps all over the laughs. So you have to get up there and really take your time with it.
I learned that with acting, with like villains. If you look at movie villains, they really take their time when they're talking to you. They're not rushed at all. And that gives an air of like power, but also just you're commanding the space that you're in. So it's good to do when you're public speaking and anything like that.
Yeah.
Just take your time.
We should do the motivational thing.
Yeah.
Once people are allowed in a room together again, we'll book the we'll book the Courtyard Marriott and have a little seminar. In the meantime, I'd like to thank Dani Fernandez for joining us. Dani, where can all the kids out there find your professional endeavors?
You can listen to my podcast, Nerdificent, anywhere you get your podcasts. It is Joelle Monique, who's been on y'all's
Love
show.
Joelle.
She's our full-time producer now at
That's
iHeart.
Awesome.
Yes. What else about me?
At Miss Dani Fernandez.
At Miss Dani Fernandez. Please follow me and retweet me.
Please retweet me.
The retweets aren't happening.
Yeah, there is some weird thing with Twitter that you're like, there not as many people are just like as active, or they're doing other things.
People don't give a shit about my fans.
That's not. Yeah.
I'm kidding. I feel like it's funny though, because you'll message me and like, oh, that's so funny. This is gonna get so many likes, and it'll get like 100 likes. And I'm like, that's chill, that's cool. I'm just shouting out my content for whoever.
It's because
for y'all, I hope that you love it.
Hey, Dani, your tweets don't have to be perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching this. It was actually the second stream, but we'll call it episode 1. We'll be back soon, maybe even again this weekend with another stream, because we all need something to watch.
True.
Thanks for joining us. Molly, you were great, and all y'all were great. Thanks for being great fans. We hope that you're being safe. We hope that you're being precautious, but not panicky. And that should be the motto for this show. Hey, everybody, take precaution. Don't panic. Nobody get pregnant this weekend. See you soon.
Bye.